welcome to Seagulls Social. This is the Everton match preview, and I'm joined by Ben. No full house today. Jack is gallivanting around the UK.
In Mansfield.
Yeah, he's in Mansfield for some reason.
I don't know if gallivanting and Mansfield could be used in the same sentence.
Yeah, I think he might be scouting actually. I think he might be scouting.
Scouting? What's he scouting for?
Oh
no. You'll never beat the allegations.
Yeah, I was gonna go the under 16 as well.
Yeah.
Close to the line.
Especially with Everton viewers, they're going to be like, why have they got someone that's doing dodgy stuff on the podcast?
But no, Jack is unfortunately not with us today, but hopefully he'll be here.
He hasn't passed away.
No.
He's in Mansfield.
He'll be here for the match reaction, hopefully. Fingers crossed. If nothing happens to him in Mansfield.
If he's back from Mansfield,
yeah. But Ben, we are going to be speaking about Everton away. First game at was it Hill Dickinson?
Yeah, Liam Dickinson, former Brighton striker. They finally named it after him, which is great.
Everton's brand new Hill Dickinson Stadium. Quite historic. You know, all jokes aside, it's the first game at their new stadium, which we'll be part of. So we'll be part of Everton's history, being the first team to visit there. So, yeah, let's start there, Ben. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like? Obviously, first game, they had a disappointing defeat against Leeds, a 1-0 defeat. They were poor in the first half, pretty good in the second half. They came back in the second half, but still lost the game through a penalty where Tarkowski gave it away, which was a dubious one as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, after all that happened, they go into this game obviously wanting to impress in their new stadium. Ben, can you see that atmosphere playing a key part?
Yeah, I can see the atmosphere playing a key part, and they're going to be. I'm assuming Jack Grealish will be starting his first game for Everton because he only came off the bench, and I think he didn't really get well. I was going to say he didn't do too much, but it's because he was firing the ball into Beto, and Beto's touches were going out for goal kicks, and
he's awful.
He did not have a good game.
He's not awful. He had a terrible game. Sorry, he's not awful.
Yeah. Jack Grealish probably had a sudden realization of like, what the hell have I done here? What decision have I made? I should have gone to Saudi or whoever else wanted him. If anyone else wanted him, I'm sure some other people wanted him. But yeah, I think the atmosphere will be electric there. I was going to say Goodison Park, but the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I know Everton fans are fuming at that. I think they're calling it. Oh God, what am I going to call it? Bramley Dock, something Dock. It's not Bramley Moor because the Moor is Is it Bramley Docks? Something like that. I think they're refusing to call it the Dickinson Hill or whatever stadium it's called. But Maz, a fun fact for you: Everton haven't won in the Premier League since August 2021 when they beat Brighton.
I did see that.
Brighton at the Amex. So
it's written in the stars.
It's written in the stars for an Everton win. Yeah, Brighton 70% possession, 13 shots. 10 on target, 1-0 Everton.
Yeah. I did see that stat. In fact, they have not won in August. Yeah, since us. Was it 3 years ago? 2022 was it? Or 21?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, 21. So 4 years ago, and that was against us. Like you said, Ben, it is written in the stars. I'm sure of it. We'll probably dominate possession. However, we did beat them on the opening day last season, 3-0 comprehensively at Goodison Park. So. Could history repeat itself? Obviously, early doors. We're playing Everton again, but yeah, new stadium. Could that be? I think it's going to be electric. I think it's going to be jumping. They made a good account of themselves at Leeds away as well, which we all know how intimidating Leeds can be. So the fact they made themselves known, even though I saw a video, it was quite funny how Leeds were just imitating their woo. Chart, which was quite funny.
That chart. Do you remember when they battered us a few years ago at the Amex under Sean Dyche?
Oh yeah,
that song was just constant. I was like, oh, this is horrendous.
Yeah. It's like Ric Flair, isn't it? Woo!
Yeah, it does sound like Ric Flair.
Just constant.
I just know it would be very Everton to lose their first game at the stadium, but it's so Brighton to not win it. If we're playing the team that played against Leeds and they play like that, then I really have no concerns about us picking up 3 points. But essentially, it's almost like you say it's not a cup final, but they're going to be treating this like one of the biggest games of the season because they've been building up to this new stadium for a while now. It's a massive, massive day for the fans, big day for the club. So they're going to have a lot of pressure to be playing well and playing out their skins on this first day at the stadium. And unfortunately, typical Brighton style, we might be the ones that are thrown into the baptism of fire, if that's the right word to use, at the Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how, like you said, it can literally go two ways. I mean, that's again very obvious, But yeah, like you say, it could like Everton could turn up and beat us, 3-0 at home, and it'll be a great opening day. Or like you said, we can if we play against that team, like you said on Leeds. I want to focus on that just quickly because yeah, like you said, it was a tale of two halves. I thought first half they were really poor Everton. Leeds were really dominant in the first half. But then second half, they did come back and they did have their chances. It looked like they sort of dominated possession themselves. And then, of course, we all know how that ended with Tarkowski having a dubious penalty call. But Ben, they're obviously missing Jarrett Bramthwaite. I believe he's not going to be fit for the Brighton game, and that's a huge
Thank
loss
God.
for them, I think, defensively. Because then is it not Will Keane? It's Michael Keane. Michael Keane at the centre back with James Tarkowski. So that'll be interesting, that battle there. And then up front as well, like you said, could Jack Grealish come in? Who does he replace? Will it be Alcaraz? Will it be Dewsbury Hall? Will it be Ilman and Dyer? Very doubt
That's
that.
a good point,
Beto.
actually. That's a really good point because I mean, I'm guessing it'll be Alcaraz because he's quite good to bring off the bench. But that Dewsbury Hall I know we hate him as Brighton fans, but that is a phenomenal signing from them. A really, really good signing. Obviously, Grealish is a good signing. So yeah, I guess Alcaraz maybe drops out there. I think we should also cover they've got issues at fullback, haven't they? I think Garner, is it Joe Garner?
Yes, he played left back.
Played left back. Yeah. They haven't got anyone there at the moment. I'm hoping that'll be the same for Sunday afternoon because then Minte could have a right go. He was unbelievable against them last season at Goodison. It's obviously at the Harry Hill Stadium now, so maybe things will be a little bit different. You didn't get the Harry Hill joke.
Yeah, I get it, mate.
Yeah. You just laugh. Cheers, mate.
Really good. But on that, just quickly, Mikalenko and Patterson are 50-50 to come back. So I know Patterson's, I believe, he's a right back, and then Mikalenko's obviously left back. So yeah, Mikalenko will be huge if they can return, but it's 50-50, a bit up in the air whether he'll return for the Brighton game. But again, even if they return, they could be rusty. And if they're not fit enough, obviously, like you said, it's going to be Garner again. And could that be an opportunity for Minter to really stamp his authority on the game? Again, he was a bit hit and miss against on the opening day, and then
mixed reviews about Minter on that first game. Some said they had a good game, and I spoke to someone in the office as well, Alex, that we know is a Brighton fan, said they had a shocker. And he didn't really light up the opening day.
Well, interestingly, Ben, obviously Fulham were missing their number one left back, and we were like, Anthony Robertson wasn't playing, and we were like, oh well, this is his opportunity for Minter to then go and stamp his authority, and he didn't really do that. So again, we're saying that again. We're like, oh well, it's going to be Garner potentially at left back. Can he do it? He
struggled against Calvin Bassey, who had his shorts around his ankles for the whole game.
Exactly.
It's quite impressive.
Literally, yeah. So yeah, it's not nailed on that Minter's going to have a fantastic game. Maybe he actually enjoys playing against proper left backs, and maybe he has more joy when it's then. So hopefully Mikalenko's back and he can give a good go of it. But yeah, interesting to see how defensively, obviously Everton could be shaky. And I'll be interested to see how we do. Will it be again Rutter playing up top with O'Reilly behind him, or will it be a different kind of setup? So we'll see how that
I really
goes.
hope it will be, as much as the club have been really pushing for this O'Reilly to stay by, I think they've posted his highlights against Fulham, and a lot of the first 30 seconds was him just making these blocks that were going out of play and that sort of stuff, which I guess you could argue is pressing. But someone said this is the worst highlights I've ever seen. It's like, have we really just posted this? And now I've seen that we're more likely to hold on to him this summer, despite the Juventus links, which is good news. Mm-hmm. Now that's out of the way. Hopefully, maybe he will then be back on the bench, which means that Rutter can go into the 10 and Welbeck up front, because I do not want to see Jorginho Rutter playing as a number 9.
I was just about to.
I was going to say ever again, but that might be a bit of a sweeping statement because we probably will need him this season, knowing Welbeck's injury record. Mm. But yeah, I'd much rather him in as a 10 and Welbeck starting. Do we see Semas and Barbis on the bench, one of them, because they both got minutes in the under 21s, which Jack did go to. Obviously, loves his under 21s football. They both got some minutes under the belt. Does that mean they can then feature on the bench? That would be a massive benefit. But yeah, I don't know about you, Maz, but I do not want to see Rutter as number 9 again.
No, I agree. I think we need to have Danny Welbeck leading the line and then have Rutter behind him. But this is the problem then. It's like O'Reilly then doesn't get to start, and then you've got another situation where the gaffer's being like, oh no, just stay here and you will get game time. But will he? If you've got then Gruder and O'Reilly battling for Rutter in that number 10, just behind Welbeck, and it's like, what are you going to do? You can't promise a player something and then go back on it, because then it's just going to absolutely screw things up when it comes to team morale and team chemistry and all this kind of
We've
stuff.
all played Football Manager. We know what happens when you promise the player something. Everyone else
generally
gets
though,
upset.
we're so overstacked in that attacking midfield options. It's just I really don't get it. I personally think we need to get rid of, like, even if it's, I don't want to see it. But I'm just saying, what about Gruder going out on loan just to make sure he's playing it week in, week out? Because at the moment, if you are going to play Welbeck up top, Rutter in behind, then O'Reilly's going to be your second fiddle to Rutter, in my opinion. I don't think he starts above Rutter. And then Gruder's going to be third choice. And when is he going to get a chance to play? So unless you use him as a right-hand side option, which is something actually probably does make sense, and you probably will get more game time on the right, potentially, with Minter being the only option at the moment. Solly March out injured. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the squad depth. But, yeah, where you want to see Welbeck start against Everton?
Yeah, absolutely. I need to see an actual number 9 start for our club. That would be nice. I think every team needs a striker starting for them to score goals, ideally. Just a presence of an actual striker would be good. I know Rutter has done that in previous clubs and that sort of thing. I'm not saying he's not a number 9 at all, but he's just, in our system, he's unbelievable as a 10. But on the Gruder thing, I really do think he can play as a winger. I think Hers will probably see it. As much as I agree that he's probably better behind the striker in a 10 as well, I do think Gruder can do a job on the wing. And yeah, it would be great to see him get a chance again because he was so good towards the end of last season.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Talking of key players, Ben, let's start with Brighton. Which players do you think need to turn up for us to get a good positive result? Because again, there's a lot of emphasis on the attacking players, but is it potentially a midfield player? Will it be the midfield battle? Because again, we know that they've got Gay in the middle. They got that Irig Birnam. I don't know if that's how you say Irig Birnam. He's a defensive midfielder. He's obviously very combative in that centre midfield. Is it going to be like midfield versus midfield? Is it going to be attack versus attack? How do you see it for Brighton's perspective? And then we'll get on to Everton's.
Well, I'd like to see a right back actually turn up for Brighton. That would be nice rather than starting Weaver there. That would be good. Yeah. So maybe Veltman turns up. I know he was on the bench in the last match. Does that mean you could then move, if it is a physical battle in midfield, then you could have Weaver and Baleva starting? Mm-hmm. But obviously, I really do like Ayara. I think he works super, super hard and does offer the team a lot, despite what some people think. So that's an option for Herzler. It's like whether you have Ayara and Baleba again or Weaver, maybe he starts in centre midfield this time instead. I do think that battle probably will be in midfield. And looking at our midfield compared to theirs, I don't think Idrissi Gana Gay is anywhere near the levels that he was before he left Everton to PSG and at PSG. I think he's probably getting a little bit found out. Maybe his past his best in the Premier League. Obviously, I don't watch Everton too much. Everton fans might tell me different, but I wasn't really impressed with him against Leeds. I think he got caught out for the goal. Did he give away possession? I know people were saying Pickford made the wrong choice.
He tried to clear it. He done like a little backwards pass, and it did land to the Leeds player, who then laid it off for the shot that got the penalty.
Oh, I see.
So I wouldn't blame him.
Blame him.
Unfair to blame him, but he tried to clear it, and he didn't clear it far enough, basically.
But I'd like to think, man for man, we have a better team. I don't think there's any denying that, even if you weigh up maybe Grealish versus one of our players. I know Grealish on his day can be phenomenal, but at the moment, we don't know what level Grealish is at, which is obviously why he's left Man City. So, yeah, I think it will be a midfield battle, but I do think we'll have the upper hand there. It's just, will Beto suddenly turn into an unbelievable number 9 against us and break his duck or whatever he's currently
he was decent against us last time they played us. But yeah, against Leeds, he was not good. He did not play well. And then they got that Barry from Villarreal. They signed for 20 million. Again, I didn't really see much of him, but could he make an impact? Could he come on a bit earlier than he did against Leeds? Against us, can he have that impact better up top? But yeah, no, Ben, I agree with you. I think in terms of playing that midfielder, I'd love to see Weaver him with Baleba. I think that would be such a solid combination. Baleba and Weaver. It might be a bit defensive because I know when it comes to Baleba, he doesn't have that much progressive passing. However,
he can drive the ball. He can
carry the ball. Yeah, carries very different to progressive passes. But he can definitely carry it for sure. And then does that combine with Weaver's sort of defensive stability, which he brings? We've seen him do such a good job at right back. But I agree with you. I would love to see that combination of Weaver and Baleba. I think that'd be such a solid foundation. And then, Veltman, we know on his day, he's Mr. Consistent, 7 out of 10. He'll be there to make sure that defensively we're solid. And yeah, I thought Donkey Van Heck were decent, and then the Kaipo looked really solid for his debut. So I'd probably like to see the same back four, apart from Veltman at right back, and then Weaver
Yeah.
and Baleba, and then of course Matoma, Rutter, Minter, and Welbeck up top. I think that's how I would like to see us line up. Whether that will happen, probably not. There'll be a mystery injury, probably. Because as far as we know, it looks like we're, apart from Solly March, the regular people that have been out for a while now, I think we're all pretty much match fit, according to... But again, knowing us, it'll probably turn up on the day.
Could we see a shock start for James Milner? Because last year, Hove Albion's first Premier League match, we saw a midfield two of Weaver and James Milner together. So will one of them be?
I don't want to see it, but I can see it happen.
Back for Everton away.
Yeah, I don't want to see that personally, but you never know. We've seen straight.
Did you see the stat about James Milner? If he makes, if he can break the record at Anfield, if he makes an appearance every game until we play Liverpool away, so he could break the all-time Premier League record of appearances at Anfield. If he makes another 15 appearances before it.
Interesting.
It's written in the stars. If he doesn't get injured
again, I don't want to be a negative kind of guy, but yeah, I'd rather, if it's just to break a record, I'm not for it. Do you know what I mean? If they're purely going, right, Milner, get on because you want to break a record, I'm not about that. But if it's genuinely to bring him on and because you feel like he's still got a lot to offer, then fair enough. And if that's how Ursula, does.
Do you think he still does have a lot to offer us on the pitch?
I personally don't think so. I feel like there's way better players like that we've got in the squad. Like I said, if we were, for example, let's say we did play Weaver and Baleba as our starters. Ayari's coming on way before him. Gomez comes on ahead of him. So that's two players already ahead of him, in my opinion. So if you're just bringing him on purely for the novelty factor of him trying to break the Premier League record, I think that's outrageous. Which I don't think Herzl is that kind of manager. But if that is the case, then yeah, I'm not happy with it. But we'll see. If he can still show me that he's got a lot to offer when he comes on, I just don't think he does personally. But I'll happily be proven wrong. If again from here until Anfield, he does play every game and he does come on and do well. Respect your elders, mate. Respect. Yeah. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how that develops in it. Because and then from a Everton perspective, who are you worried about if there is anyone? Jack Grealish, probably the obvious answer.
I guess that would be obvious. I think I saw him do one good run against Leeds, and he just looks a little bit of a cut above everyone else. But Iliman Ndiaye, he was really good last season.
He's class.
Didn't really get to see too much of him. I did report on the game for work, but I didn't really get a chance to shine too much. Like most Everton players didn't really shine, did they? So he's probably the one to look out for, and that could cause us some issues for sure. And he scored the penalty against us, didn't he, at the Amex last season, and done the Eagles celebration, or took the piss out of the Seagulls celebration. He's probably the one that I would be worried about, to be honest.
I agree. Yeah,
and Maz Dewsbury Hall could just.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I generally think Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye and Grealish, that is a decent like sort of attacking midfield trio. If you've got Grealish on one wing and Ndiaye on another and Dewsbury Hall through the middle, I think that's a really, really solid. And that's why I think a lot of pundits and fans have actually tipped Everton to do half decent this season because obviously a new stadium, decent team. And also, look, I'm just looking through their team. Their team's decent. They've got Pickford, Tarkowski, Garner, O'Brien, I can't say his name properly, but Irigbiyam, something like that.
Decent.
Idrissa Gueye, Ndiaye, Dewsbury Hall, Alcaraz, Beto. That was their starting lineup. But if you put Grealish in there and you bring Branthwaite back for Keane, that is a very, very solid team. So, and David Moyes, we all know he's actually a really good manager. He's proven it time and time again, as much as people like to, label him with this boring football label or, long... that old school approach to the sort of long balls and that kind of stuff. But he's effective and he gets it done. Obviously not against Leeds, but again, it was a tight game. But it'll be interesting to see how they set up, whether Grealish starts. Will Branthwaite be fit? Probably not. But yeah, Mikalenko potentially. Does he come back into the team? So it'll be interesting to see how we line up as well, obviously with the additions of, who will start in that attacking midfield, who will start up top. Will the Greek lads be on the bench? There's a lot of questions to be answered, hopefully, we'll have more answers when it comes to game day. If they're on the bench, I think we're really excited as a Brighton fan to see them potentially come on for the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes just to see them get their match fitness back. Because that's all it is. I saw that tweet and we got a bit of stick for it when we posted it. So someone tweeted about, I can't believe there's 50 million pounds worth of players coming on for
Yeah,
our
they
under
completely
21.
misread what the
Yeah.
tweet was about.
The whole point is, basically, it's insane that we even have 50 million pounds worth of talent coming on in under 21s game. And yes, we realise they've been injured. They need game time. It's nothing. It's nothing to do with why you make such a big deal about it. It wasn't. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that. It's purely the fact that two players that have been bought for a lot of money are playing under 21s football. Which again, I'm all for it. Yeah, if it means they're getting their match fitness back, great. If it means they're going to get their confidence and start scoring a few goals at under 21 levels, brilliant. And then hopefully we can integrate them into the first team.
And for those interested, Jack did give us his 2 pence. He said they were both surprisingly pretty quick off the mark, weren't they? They were pretty rapid. Maybe that's because of the level they were playing at. Who knows? Hopefully that won't change when they play in the Premier League, because we all know speed is important. That
was Jack's insight for the under 21s when he went and watched them play. Yeah, was they deceivingly
2 words? Yeah. They're quick.
Like Ben said, fingers crossed they can transfer that into the men's, because under 21s is very different to the first team. But fingers crossed they can bring something. I know all the Greek fans are super excited to watch them play, and they say that they're both really, really good young talent. So hopefully we can see that in the flesh at some point throughout the season. Ben, let's go to, just before we get onto sort of match predictions. Interestingly, looks like we're pretty, according to the betting, the bettors, the betting companies. Ooh. They project that it could be a draw and both teams to score, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Everton score in injury time. What are they offering?
yeah.
The winner,
96-minute winner, Jack Grealish. It's just written in the stars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could you see both teams scoring?
Oh, I mean, looking at how they played against Leeds, I can't see Everton scoring. I think it might, but obviously, how are they going to go the whole 90 minutes plus and not score on the opening day of the new stadium? I just can't see that happening. I think the stadium factor it can, it actually can. But maybe at the other club, the stadium factor is almost just like we're starting off with a handicap of we're 1-0 down already, I feel. So, we're starting on -1, which isn't ideal. So I do think they will get at least... Yeah, we do need 2 if we are going to win. I do think they'll get 1. So I guess that's my score prediction. 2-1 to the Albion.
Nice. Goal scorers?
Goal scorers will be... I think we'll get a penalty again. If Welbeck's on the pitch, he'll probably take that, won't he? And then I think Rutter's going to score. Rutter and Welbeck. I know that's so obvious. Or will they actually? I think a winger. I think Matoma will score. I'm going to say we won't concede a penalty. I think we won't get a penalty. Yeah, it'll be Rutter and Matoma scoring.
Interesting. What, 2-1? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go... I don't want to be negative. My brain's saying draw, but my heart is saying win. So what am I going to go with? Brain or heart? I'm going to go with my heart. Yeah. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win as well. I think I agree with you. I think I can see them scoring. Obviously, first game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium, and I feel like they are going to score. But I feel like we could, if we turn up and we know, Herzl said in his post-match press conference, he said that there was lots of positives. We obviously the 96-minute equaliser was not the positive of that, but he said that he saw a lot of things to be positive about the way we played, some of the performances involved. So he said he's going to work on that in the next week. And this is the great thing about not having Europe or extra competitions. I mean, I know it's the same for Everton, but it gives you that time to prepare and really drill into the team to what you want. And I think Herzl, even though he's had pre-season, I think he's still got a lot more that he wants to sort of stamp his authority on, and I know he obviously had a lot of last season as well, but I think it's just for him to be able to implement all these things that he's learned, I think will be beneficial. So I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton Hove Albion, and goal scorers. I actually want to copy you because I do think a winger is going to score as well, but I'll just to be different, I'll say Minter, and I'll go with
Wele.
no, Minter and someone off the bench. So I'm gonna go. Who's gonna come off the bench?
Simas.
No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Barbis.
Barbis, no. I don't think they'll come off the bench. I don't think they'll even be on the bench.
Probably
Maybe
won't
one
be.
of them.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them will be on the bench. But apart from that, okay, I'm gonna go. Baleba. Baleba's gonna score. Don't know why.
Jesus.
Barely scores, but we'll go for
I'm a
it.
believer,
Intro
baby.
Yeah. All right, Ben. Always a pleasure. Never a chore, guys. Actually, I can't believe I didn't say this at the beginning of the show, so I apologise. But we've hit 6,000 subscribers.
Oh. Yeah.
A massive thank you. Yeah, big thank you to everyone who subscribed. Genuinely, it means so much to us. It really helps us so much when it comes to being able to keep this podcast going, being able to bring you shows every week, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever it is. It genuinely does mean a lot to us. So yeah, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Please do. You don't realise how much it means to us. And like the video, share it, comment on it. Do everything you can because, yeah, it genuinely does mean a lot. I might even, if you guys don't start subscribing, I might even have to do a little message at the beginning. I was actually thinking about this. I'm going to pre-record a little message at the beginning of the pod, and it's going to be on there every time. So before we even start the show, you're going to get a message saying, make sure to subscribe. Or if you're listening to audio as well, sorry, we always forget about this because we don't want to ignore our audio listeners. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify, again, we really appreciate your support. But to show your support, please leave a review. Again, that really helps us a lot. Just to, get new Brighton fans to discover the podcast. That's how we get discovered, by you guys leaving reviews. So yeah.
Even if you don't listen to us on YouTube, go onto YouTube quickly and just subscribe. Even if you are just an audio listener, that'd be great.
Yeah, and vice versa. If you're a YouTube watcher and you don't listen to us on audio, go on Spotify or Apple, whatever it is, and just leave a review, leave a like. Again, it really means a lot to us. We don't do this a lot.
Quite strange. Wasn't the capacity with Dean like 8K or something like that? I think the record, I just Googled it, was 12. We had 12 game. But is that, to put it in perspective, like we still haven't hit we haven't even hit like the with Dean capacity.
Yeah. 6K though, that is good going. That's half of the with Dean, pretty much. It's pretty sick.
Well, I think it was like 8.
So majority, it's basically like a usual home game, basically.
You haven't got the away fans over there, yeah.
No, we haven't got the away fans yet. One day. But no, guys, honestly, thank you so much for all your continued support going into this new season. It's always great to have as many people watching and listening as possible. So yeah, big shout out to you lot. And we'll try and do some more lives as well, get you guys involved. Because again, we love doing them.
Yeah.
It just depends on like when. Yeah, give us some topics actually in the comments. Give us some topics because I think what we struggle with is, we can react to breaking news and stuff, which is all great. But it's like, if you guys have got like ideas for certain episodes.
Games you want us to play.
Yeah, games, formats, anything you guys want to see, please leave it in the comments down below. That'd be great. But yeah, guys.
We should put a post out on Twitter and stories, just like asking.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, we need to do that actually. Yeah, we'll do that today.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Right.
Fantastic.
Peace out. 8 down. Ben.
Come on, the Albion.
Up the Albion. We need to get a win. Big win at the Hill Dickinson. Come on, the Harry Hill Stadium, TV Bird.
Peace.